This is my mold and mycotoxin story. Even tonight, my throat, my voice, I don't know. Um, Pretty much, I am a mold and mycotoxin survivor. If you don't know what a mycotoxin is, when two molds get in the same territory, they put these microscopic spores to fight each other, and they're mycotoxins, and they do serious damage to your body. And you never want to let a mold situation get as bad as what mine got. But we had other issues before where we weren't able to have a sense of smell, and it got out of hand really quickly. And I have probably spent about $190,000 of cash without insurance's help. Had to sell my old house, um, and move, buy two new cars, rebuy all my clothes. My life will never be the same. My kids' life will never be the same. And I'm not going to stop talking about this. So, even though this is a tool channel, if you have any questions about mold, you can actually reach out to me, and I'll contact you directly on my email, which is conductivewood@gmail.com. You know, become a subscriber, reach out to me, and if there's anything I can do to help you, let me know. I'm going to keep this very short and sweet so we can stay on topic. I've got ADHD. All this stuff really agitates my ADHD to where I really, really need to keep this live stream short and to the point. We're not going to talk about how I lost my gallbladder, how I was just not in a good place for a long time because of the mold. We're going to talk about how to know if you do have mold, because for me the Home Depot test kits were pretty much all negative. I really had no identifiers that I had mold. I had friends at the house and they said that the house might have smelled a little bit like dried wood, but we didn't have a sense of smell, so we couldn't smell that. So dried wood, kind of earthy tones to it. After my surgery, I did get my sense of smell back, and I could kind of tell what they were talking about, but it was way too late by then. So, earthy smells would be number one. Number two, when you breathe, it's almost like you're breathing in menthols, like a mint or something, where it's colder on your throat and even colder when you breathe. The air is completely different, and once you go out of that bad air and you go into another store, wherever you're going, you still have that on your breath because it's still in your body. So you don't really know if it's the house or where it is because you feel like that wherever you go. And that's part of the problem. So if you've got the earthy tones and you've got the, it's like a cooling kind of different feeling. It just feels cold on your throat. It's really hard to explain. One of the biggest kind of signs if you have a mold problem would be your cognitive words to think of what to say next, or your mental dialogue is just trash. It's gone. If you go back and look at some of these live streams, I'm sitting there trying to think what I'm going to say next. You lose what you're going to say. You have no mental kind of discourse going on in your head. You're really sleepy all the time. You're really fatigued, and most likely probably your stomach hurts somewhere here, not upper chest but lower stomach. Your liver is in the middle, your gallbladder is in the right, and your pancreas is up here. Then you got your kidneys and everything else down here. So keep in mind on what's actually hurting, because you could think it's your lungs, you could think it's a lot of different things. For me, my throat, and I got sick again because I found a shirt that was contaminated from the apartment because we sold our house. We moved to an apartment. We bought a car while we were living at the apartment because we had sold the house. We contaminated that car in less than 2 weeks, and I had to sell it back, and I lost like 4K within, however long we had the car, like less than a month, just 4K. Here's the car back. So this stuff will follow you, and they're microscopic and they're spores, and you can kind of get rid of them, and I'm going to talk about that in a different video. But like I said, I really, really want to keep this short and sweet for the key identifiers early on. So the best thing you can do is just get out of the situation. Leave kind of your house. It sounds really extreme, but if you knew what I've been through, it's not extreme. This is a really crazy problem that no one should ever have to deal with, but here we are facing it. So you can ask the remediation guys, you can ask the dude that's the sanitationist, you can ask the people that are gonna abate the mold and all that stuff, but they don't have the first hand what I've had to deal with. They hear the stories and stuff, but it's coming directly from me. And I've got 26,000 subs of a YouTube channel versus, something that someone's kind of heard in passing. So you're going to get a lot more input coming into the comments and stuff as well, which would be good for you guys. So yeah, just to go back to the beginning, right? You've got kind of like a menthol, kind of when you breathe in, the air doesn't feel like it satisfies you. You can breathe in all you want, but you feel like you never really got enough air. Your throat might start hurting, which was the case for me, but much later on. And it hurt all the time. It didn't hurt when I would cough or when I, whatever. It just hurt all the freaking time and never stopped for like months. So your throat will hurt, the air you breathe will be different. You might get dizzy, you might have headaches, you might notice that your nose is always stopped up, like you're always blowing your nose. I didn't have a runny nose for like almost 2.5, 3 years because I had no idea that I had mold. And I was just always, stopped up and always having to blow my nose. So that might be another kind of good idea that you've got bad air, because your nose should be able to run all the time without like a lot of crap in it. So that's something that's normal. Just the best thing you can do, you got to get to fresh air, and you're going to have to buy new clothes. Go get new clothes. You can't wash them because you can't wash the toxins out. You can wash mold out of clothes, but you can't wash the mycotoxins out very easily. And if you're really sensitive and susceptible to them, it doesn't matter how many you washed out, because there can be 270,000 of them on a pinhead. So just because you got 1 million of them out, you still got 1 million more that you can breathe, and it's still going to bother you in any situation. And if you want to fast forward, just to give you a little bit of a sneak peek, I've got severe toxic mold exposure, and I've got mycotoxins in my blood. So I am severely chemically sensitive to just about everything. The only thing that I found that really doesn't bother me would be sheetrock dust, sawdust, and maybe pledge. And everything else I can't stand it. So that's just kind of where we're at. Get out, go to a hotel, try to stay with somebody for at least 3 days and see if you notice a difference. And if you don't notice a difference, it's probably not mold. But somewhere in the back of your head, you're probably thinking, I've got mold, and you probably do. You're probably right. There's mold in just about everything. There's really no set amount for what the tolerance is. So you could just be allergic to it or whatever it is. But if you have a huge problem like I did, you want to cut your losses sooner than later. Because I've thrown away everything that I've ever owned, and I've slowly replaced everything. Actually, I haven't even replaced it. I've slowly bought all the essentials you need and then a little bit of extras. But yeah, so there's your it's kind of your mold insight there on the beginning. And if I had to think really quickly on the order of everything and how I was feeling, I think we hit all the feelings. Your emotional toll will take a huge hit. You'll stop caring about stuff. You might get vertigo. Your mood's going to change. Your temperament's going to change with less patience. Things like that. So it's just stuff to look out for. And there you go. We're at 11 minutes, and we're going to cut it here. Thanks for watching. What's up for more?